Hey there, Gemini, 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 hey, Gemini, Gemini. I feel like you guys are in such a good mood and I love it. I am here for it all the time. Thank you so much for tapping in with me. This right here is The Flow on YouTube. This is a safe space where we grow together, we sow together, and we move together with the sole intention of becoming the best versions of ourselves. So, Gemini, this Soulversation is intended for the general collective of Geminis. That is, if you have Gemini as your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, stellium, or if you have Gemini as your north node, this may apply. If it doesn't, please don't try and make it fit. Don't try and make it fit. For some reason, I'm being told to put that back. Okay, so start again. Yeah, so don't try and make it fit if it doesn't fit. You can check out the rest of the sign readings according to your other placements.
A few minutes
and maybe I'll
earlier.
send a message there. Alrighty, Gemini. I just keep hearing the word feisty. So you might be feisty around this time, or people may be viewing you as feisty if you don't seem feisty or you don't feel feisty. I'm also hearing the words creating doors where they were none. I like that, Gemini. It makes sense though, because in the tarot, your major arcana is the magician. So I would not be surprised if you're there waving your magical wand and using your words to manifest new opportunities. Because you know, where one door closes, I believe God opens 10 more doors. Yes, all the time. I also feel like your feistiness is upsetting quite a lot of people, especially people who may be demon possessed. It's interesting because I spoke about the same demonic possession in the Libra video. So you may have Libra in some key placements in your chart. Or maybe not. Maybe you're just meant to watch the Libra video because it has like extra messages for you. So do what you wanna. Do what you feel led to do. Alrighty, gems. Let's check out. You cannot make up this. You cannot make this up. Anyway, let me just go through this. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, I feel like you guys are choosing to go for everything that you've ever dreamed of doing. I feel like that's that energy of creating doors where there were no doors. You are creating them because God wanted you to create them in the first place, you know? And so nothing can oppose God, you know? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm hearing war. Huh. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. War. Huh. So some of you may like that song. You might be really like into like retro stuff. You're an old soul. I feel like also you're against like anyone who tries to bring drama into the world, you know, like who has time? You know, like the world is already hard enough to navigate through, and then now you're bringing drama into my life for no reason. Please take it over there. That's the energy that I feel Gemini is emanating, and that's probably why people are like, ish, okay, somebody is feisty, and yes, you deserve to be exactly who you want to be. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you, and I feel like that's what you're communicating. You're communicating that like you can't stop me from doing what I want to do. You can delay it, and as much as you delay it, you're digging your own grave and asking the universe to delay your own progress. That's a message for anybody who's trying to go against anybody with Gemini placements. Feistiness. Some of you may have fire in your chart. I really won't be surprised because the King of Wands is here, which was also the first card out for Libra gang. So again, confirmation. But here we are. Did I not talk about the magician card? Here we are. Did I not talk about you waving your magical wand that is your word, right? Because your word is a powerful creative force. Like, people think that, magic is about going to a juju practitioner or a witch doctor who does weird things. Like, it's funny. People think that they can go to a juju doctor to like mix things, like to take your blood. I've been hearing like people have been doing weird things, like when you're on your period, they take your pads, from the dustbin to try and squeeze out the blood to do some weird shit. Or they take your bed sheets and like squeeze out the sweat, like some weird shit. And they think that's magic. Oh, so funny. Anyway, we move on with life. We have the Magician card and the Five of Wands. So what this is telling me is that you are taking charge of every single area of your life, because you not only trust in yourself, but you trust in the most powerful force in the universe, and that is God, that is source, that is energy, that is the universe at large, the creator of all that is. And it's so funny because lately I've been learning that apparently in African culture, parents think that they are God, which is funny, because at the end of the day, somebody created your parents. So where they decided that they were gods, I don't know. I really don't know. All of us have God within us, so maybe even I can call myself God. If my parents have let's just put it out there, right? If our parents can call themselves God, then aren't I God too, right? Because the child of, for example, let's use a typical example, the child of a rabbit is a rabbit, right? So what is a child of God? God, right? I mean, just putting it out there. Anyway, here you are using your word to not only fight for what you want, but to stand up for everything that you know that you deserve. That's the energy that I'm getting there straight off the bat, because I feel like a lot of people are also trying to use now those nefarious ways of like dark magic, using negative words against you, anything that they can do, it's interesting because in the Scorpio video I was talking about like, oh sorry, I cursed because I said the word fuck, right? And it's so funny because I've been exploring the meanings of words, and I realized that a curse is something like, for example, if I say the word hate, I feel like the word hate is a curse, right? Because hate is something absolutely negative, Anyway, I digress. I'm now tapping into my Gemini-ness, but I'm feeling the feisty energy from you guys. I feel like you guys have just had enough. I'm hearing the NJ song, Nini. How does it go? Wait. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Enough is enough of this garbage. That's what I'm feeling with Gemini. It's interesting because you and Libra's energy was very matchy. So yeah, you may want to check that out. I think I've already said that before. Deja vu? No? Is that deja vu or just repeating myself? Anyway, here I am again, rambling. King of Wands. I was about to say King of War. Message again. Yeah, take that how it resonates. I'm loving this reading. I just feel like I just want to burst out laughing. But King of Wands and the Devil. So I feel like you may be dealing with a fire sign energy in your life who has really been a thorn in your side, to say it very lightly. This person may have Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo in their chart as their sun, moon, rising specifically, or in their 7th house, because this is about relationships, 7th or 4th house. We also have the signs of, we have Gemini on the board, we have Pisces, we have Aries, we have Virgo and Capricorn as well. So take that how it resonates, right? But this person, what I'm getting is that they may be, that narcissist that I'm talking about, that controlling energy in your life, that I, tried to speak about, that may have been trying to close you in and try and force you to be something that you're not. And so that is what is now leading you. And note, this could be anywhere, like with regards to your work, your love life, your family life. It could be a father, it could even be a mother figure. Whenever I pull masculine cards, that just shows that somebody is predominantly in their masculine energy. So don't look at the faces and be like, oh, it's a man, so it's a man. No, it could be a female who's predominantly masculine, and you'll know what I mean. Just the way if I pull a queen card, it could be a man who's predominantly in their feminine energy. Alrighty, so here we are. This is your energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may have those placements as well in your chart. Standing up for love, right? Standing up for yourself in the most loving of ways, because you know that, first of all, it doesn't help you to sink to the level of the people, places, or things that are perpetuating this energy, right? Devil energy. Like, nobody has time. I think I said that earlier. Like, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. War. Huh. Interesting though, that song was from the 60s, so you might be dealing with somebody who was born in the 60s. It might be your father, it might be your grandfather, it might be anybody, uncle, maybe your big brother, maybe your big sister, maybe your mother. Take the energy how it resonates, but it makes sense because that song is from the 60s, if I'm not wrong, like late 60s, like when there was that whole like hippie revolution, right? Which is super interesting because that's the type of energy that I'm getting from you, Gemini, where you're just like advocating. Actually, that's exactly like what these two cards mean if you put them together. The King of Swords, standing up for your rights. Get up, stand up for your rights. And then with love, right? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will be just fine. So that's the type of energy that you're approaching this confused devil energy with so much joy and so much laughter, because whatever things that they may be planning or whatever they have done to you in the past, you're choosing to leave that in the past. If they want to carry those things forever and ever, let them do that. But you have chosen to have healthy boundaries, stand up for yourself in any way, shape, or form that you can. Do what you love, speak love into existence, speak your truth and your passions into existence, and move from a space of love, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's where the word law came from. Law, if you split it into the acronym, love always wins. That's the truth though, because God is love and God is undefeatable. Like, tell me now, who can defeat God? Right now, I'll sit and I'll wait. Nobody? Exactly. So here we are. We have the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So together, if you put it together, it's the 10 of Wands. So that's that burden that I was talking about. But I feel like you might be just in this position where you might be changing the minds of people, Gemini, which is powerful. Because Gemini rules over the mind and intellect, right? And communication. Because you guys are masters of communication, masters over the mind, masterminds, so to speak, And I feel like you have recognized an opportunity from the universe universe, from God, source, spirit, infinite intelligence, Allah, Buddha, whoever you call the great creator force, right, was giving you this opportunity to fight for something bigger than yourself, right? Because you may have been wounded, you may have been portrayed as this person. I mean, none of us are perfect. We all have pasts and we all have things and mistakes that we did in the past, which this person may have tried to leverage against you because hashtag narcissism. But we're not going to get into that because we don't have time to give those people any more airtime than they already have. But here we are. What I'm trying to say is something that I also talked about in the podcast, which is that sometimes we feel that we are not worthy for the greatness that God has planned for us because we feel like we're failures. But if you read like nearly all of the stories in the Bible, God uses failures. God uses failures to push his message, you know. Nearly everybody, at least every prominent character in the Bible, was deemed a failure, was deemed an outcast in society. God didn't choose the Sadducees or the Pharisees to be custodians for his word. He didn't. He chose people who were outcasts. Even someone like Moses, who was super celebrated. Moses was an outcast. Mary Magdalene, like the list is long. Saul, who then became Paul, like we could go on for days. The evidence is there, and that's why I feel like you're in this place where you are confident. You are victorious, even before you have seen the battle won, because you have really truly decided to ground yourself in God and in truth and in love, and knowing that when you trust in God, the way Moses was like, what do I go and tell Pharaoh? Like, he's not going to listen to me. God is like, just go, I'll give you the words. Go, I'll tell you what to say. And Moses was like trembling in his boots. Like, Moses didn't know what to say. He's like, how do I go to the Pharaoh and tell him to let all of Israel go? He's not gonna do it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, though, that you have learned that when you decide to ground yourself in the faith of the creator of not only the universe but of the multiverse, he gives you the strength to fight any battle. Just look at this card with the 7 of Wands. There are like 6 wands against one person. So for a lot of you, you may have gone through like this heavy journey where you may have felt alone, like you're fighting a journey by yourself. And like multiple people may have come against you. Like, I'm talking gang stalking, I'm talking about multiple like bullies, backstabbing from like everywhere that you can think of, But like, what does that tell you? When a whole army comes against you, a whole army, and you're just one person, you definitely must be a person of God. Definitely. There is no second guessing about that. Because if you weren't as powerful as you were, why would they need so many people to come against one person? Tell me that. You're the only person who is meek enough, because the kingdom belongs to the meek, right? Look at this woman holding the mouth of a lion. You tell me, even the strongest man, who's willing to go and open the mouth of a lion and just sit there and be like, there, little kitty cat, calm down. Who? Only you. And it's only you, not because and not from a space of like haughty-taughtiness, like, yeah, I'm the only one who can do this. No, you came from a space where you kept telling God, like, me? Why me? And God is like, just go, I will show you. So this is you following your intuition, to bring that message of love and hope for the future. Whenever you see a rainbow happens, when it's, like raining and then the sun is like shining through, right? And so that shows that, fine, there may be rain, but at the end of the day, like there can't be sunshine without rain, right? And so this is you choosing to just continue listening to God's voice. I'm hearing God's whisper. I think, yes, that is a song by Raury. So actually, both songs may have a message for you, and it's interesting because Raury is a Gemini. Shout out to my spirit guides, always giving me the best song recommendations. But I digress. Here we are. We have the Hermit and the Ace of Cups. So this is you having gone on that deep spiritual journey to find what true love is, right? This is unconditional love, the unconditional love of the Most High God, the unconditional love that beats even the love of your mother. Would you believe it? Nobody loves you more than God loves you, and you've learned this if you haven't already learned it through your own life journey, and it's helped you climb to heights that you never thought that you would before, right? Because look at this guy, he looks like he's climbed several mountains, and only by using his guiding light, you know. And who's his guiding light? It's only God, source energy, source energy, infinite intelligence, Allah, Alpha and Omega, Jehovah, all of those beautiful words that you call God, right? This is you mastering what control is. Now, our society thinks that control is going out of your way to create circumstances in which people have to bow to your will. But really, what true control is letting go and letting God. And so I feel like that's the lesson that you've learned throughout your soul journey, or that's something that your soul would like you to know, that you are a master only because you have learned how to let go and how to let God. I love that. I absolutely love that. Gemini, that was so profound. You better like this video so I can do another bonus video because I'm loving your energy. No, but I'm joking. Do what you feel led to do. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy with me this particular video. I think this was one of the most fun videos I've recorded. So check out more on Patreon if you're led. You can check out the rest of our love offerings down below in the description box. But until next time, Gemini, stay exactly doing what you're doing. Keep that same energy, sis. Keep that same energy, bro. Namaste.